Good afternoon. Welcome to City News 24/7. I'm Faiza Amin. His killing sparked outrage and questions on how we can better support Toronto's most vulnerable populations. Today, a court sentenced one of the teens involved in Kenneth Lee's death, and she has avoided further jail time.
My client just regrets sincerely what occurred and has offered her apologies to Mr. Lee's family, and certainly I, on her behalf, and just as any Torontonian would do exactly the same.
The lawyer for the teenage girl speaking outside of the courthouse this afternoon. 59-year-old Kenneth Lee was living on the street when he was stabbed and killed back in December of 2022. 8 girls between the ages of 13 and 16 were arrested, and since then, 4 of the girls have pleaded guilty, 3 of them to manslaughter and 1 to assault. Criminal defense attorney Alex Karapancev joined City News 24/7 to speak on how complex this trial really is.
The circumstances of this offense are jarring. This was a man who was out in public. He was not homed, as you mentioned. And from what I've read, it appears that he was trying to assist a friend of his who was in a disagreement with these young girls or being assaulted herself. So I think the court will certainly take that into consideration. When assessing a fair and appropriate sentence, the court needs to take into account all of the circumstances of the offense. And the fact that this was a vulnerable victim will certainly play a role in the sentence that these girls receive.
The girl who was sentenced today was 13 years old when Kenneth Lee died. She has pled guilty to manslaughter and has now received 15 months probation with credit for 15 months of pretrial time served. The judge overseeing the case says this sentence reflects the fact that the teen had taken accountability by pleading guilty. The judge also referenced how the girl was forced to strip naked multiple times for searches while in police custody, and according to that defense attorney we spoke with, that could be seen as a breach of charter rights.
For a search to be lawful, it has to be prescribed by law, the law must be reasonable, and the search must be carried out in a reasonable manner. And I think the argument that's going to be made is that this girl was strip searched completely naked a number of times, and that was contrary to ministry policy.
The 4 remaining teenage suspects in this case are set to stand trial in January, 3 of them for second-degree murder.